Superman is an American icon, and while the character is criticized for not being as edgy as some of his super colleagues, not just anyone can play him. For truth, justice, and the Hollywood way, here are our thoughts on the best and worst choices for actors to replace Henry Cavill as Superman. Best, Matt Bomer. White Collar's Matt Bomer was considered an early candidate for Man of Steel, and he actually voiced the alien superhero that year in Superman Unbound. Before that, Bomer was cast as Superman before Brandon Routh in what eventually became Superman Returns. According to HuffPost, the same year Bomer publicly came out as gay at an awards ceremony, author Jackie Collins claimed that he was ousted from the role because of it. Undoubtedly, Bomer has the looks and the acting chops to play Superman. Plus, he's already been cast as Superman. Twice. Worst, Nicolas Cage. Believe it or not, a growing number of people want Nicolas Cage to get another shot at the role of the last son of Krypton. Cage was famously cast in Tim Burton's Superman Lives, which was never finished because, well, sometimes the universe is kind. Let's be honest, Cage is too old. Warner Brothers probably wants people to actually go see their new Superman movies, and unless they're planning a non-traditional dystopian Superman film, Superman is not insane. Best, Armie Hammer. One of the names that's coming up more than others is Cavill's Man from U.N.C.L.E. co-star Armie Hammer. He was cast as Batman in George Miller's unrealized Justice League Mortal, and according to The Hollywood Reporter's blog Heat Vision, he was also one of the final contenders for Man of Steel's Superman role before it went to Cavill. Hammer would be a perfect fit. He's got the height, he's got the physique, and, as proven by the well-deserved praise for his work in 2017's Call Me By Your Name, he's got the talent. Worst, John Krasinski. Even though John Krasinski isn't at the top of a lot of lists to replace Cavill, Mark Hughes of Forbes thinks he's a perfect choice. Perhaps it's the product of typecasting, but it's difficult to imagine Krasinski as Superman. Hughes' comparison of Krasinski's character on The Office to Clark Kent is more than apt, and that's the problem. It isn't difficult at all to see Krasinski as Kent, but it feels almost impossible to see him portraying the other half of that iconic duality. His work in A Quiet Place and Jack Ryan notwithstanding, Krasinski seems like the guy who plays the one who's being saved, not the one who's doing the saving. Best, Michael B. Jordan. It didn't take long at all for reports to surface that Warner Brothers already had a frontrunner to replace Cavill as Superman, and if it pans out, it would arguably be the most non-traditional and bold Superman casting choice to date, Black Panther's Michael B. Jordan. Continuously proving himself to be a stellar actor with huge range, Jordan's one of the premier reasons Black Panther is an Oscar contender. And as anyone who's had to hear their partner talk about Jordan going shirtless can attest, we know he's got the physique. Worst, Dwayne Johnson. The Rock's name is popping up as a potential candidate for obvious reasons. He sells tickets, he's got the body for it, and as USA Today said, he is Superman after all. However, Dwayne Johnson's commitments to play the anti-hero Black Adam would make playing Superman in the same narrative difficult. And while Superman is big, muscular, and larger than life just like Johnson, he's also extremely humble, and Johnson just may not be that guy. In fact, if Warner Brothers decided to go in a different physical direction for Superman's classic nemesis, Johnson could make a great Lex Luthor. He already has the hairdo. Best, Colin O'Donoghue. According to The Hollywood Reporter's blog Heat Vision, once upon a time Colin O'Donoghue was one of the actors competing with Cavill for the role of Superman in 2013's Man of Steel. The Irish Post reported that O'Donoghue is now an early frontrunner to replace him. O'Donoghue is a good choice, but not a perfect one. He certainly has the acting ability and the looks to play Superman, but he also has a natural mischievous quality that you wouldn't ordinarily associate with the Man of Steel. While he would do well in Superman's tights, you'd almost wonder if he might do better in Lex Luthor's office. Worst, Tyler Hoechlin. DC comic fans were thrilled when Tyler Hoechlin appeared as Superman in the second season of Supergirl, and many Arrowverse viewers seem convinced this is the perfect job for him. But whether or not you like Hoechlin's take on the Man of Steel, someone already playing Superman in another live-action medium with a different storyline should not be the guy who replaces Cavill. Having two live-action Supermen played by two different men is probably confusing enough. Casting the same guy in both roles? Forget it. Best, Henry Golding. Crazy Rich Asian star Henry Golding has emerged as one of the leading contenders to play Superman in any future DCEU projects, and the choice has promise. He's a rising star in Hollywood with good looks and a warm likability, and he's getting a lot of attention right now. Add to that the fact that Warner Brothers has been making some very public statements recently about their commitment to diversity, and Golding seems like he has a real shot at those blue tights if he wants them. Worst, Rob Delaney. Comedian Rob Delaney jokingly threw his hat in the ring for the new Superman the same day it was reported that Cavill was out, tweeting, "Heard they're in the market for a new Superman. How sexy are they looking to go?" While Delaney's Deadpool 2 role certainly highlighted his flying skills, it's highly unlikely that he's a serious contender. Still, it would almost be worth hearing Deadpool complain about Warner Brothers poaching the comedian from his franchise, if all it meant was enduring Delaney as Superman for a film or two.